God says, my child, do not scroll. Do not look away. This is not a coincidence. This is not a moment you can afford to miss. This is the whisper that's been circling your soul for days. The gentle nudge that kept waking you up at night. The reason you've been feeling a strange pull in your heart, and now it's here. This message is that pull speaking loud and clear. Archangel Michael is standing beside you now, arms stretched wide with the authority of heaven, and he says, I order you to open this now. Not because God is angry. Not because you are in danger. But because this is your moment, the very one you have prayed for with tears only God saw. There's something unexpected on its way. Something heaven designed only for you. And if you leave this message, if you walk away, if you tell yourself again, I'll read it later, you might miss the door that was just unlocked in your name. Child of the Most High, listen closely. This message is not for everyone. It was not written for the many. It was written for the one, you. You, who have suffered in silence. You, who have loved deeply and been misunderstood. You, who still chose kindness even when no one returned it. You, who have quietly endured seasons of confusion, waiting for a sign that heaven still sees you. This is your sign. This is heaven reaching down through everything that tried to break you, and saying, I still see you. You're not forgotten. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not too broken. You are right on time for something only God could prepare, and it is approaching faster than you think. There is a shift happening. A spiritual moment unfolding in the invisible realm. A conversation has taken place about you in a room you were never invited to. But heaven heard. Archangel Michael heard. God heard. And the decision has been made. You are being chosen again. You are being remembered again. You are being prepared to receive something that was delayed. Not denied. But here is the divine condition. Do not walk away from this message. Do not let doubt, fear, or distraction steal this holy confirmation. God says, do not hurt me again by ignoring the whisper I've sent to save you. And those words are not condemnation. They are invitation. You've been asking, God, give me one more sign. Show me you're still with me. This is that sign. This is that moment. This is the divine interruption you didn't see coming but secretly hoped would arrive. You see, heaven is gentle. Heaven does not force. But heaven does urgently warn when something beautiful is approaching, and the soul isn't ready to receive it. And right now, your name has been spoken in heaven, again and again, and the angels were assigned to deliver this very message, not later, now. Archangel Michael is not asking you to open your heart. He is commanding it, because the next 48 hours have been marked with something sacred. You may not know what it is yet. You may not see it coming. But something has been released, and it carries your name, your peace, your clarity, your joy, your restoration, and your confirmation. But listen. Not all open doors are obvious. Sometimes the greatest blessings begin with a message you almost skipped. And that's what this is. My dear one, I know you've been tired. I know you've smiled through exhaustion. I know you've encouraged others while wondering when it would be your turn. I know you've trusted when it didn't make sense. I know you've stayed kind even when people didn't see your heart. And God saw it all. Heaven documented every unspoken prayer. Every tear. Every time you forgave quietly. Every time you chose light instead of revenge. And heaven has decided, it's time. But you must stay open. Stay present. Because the one moment that could shift your life forever will come when you least expect it, in the most ordinary moment of the most unexpected hour. You might hear a name. You might receive a call. You might be led to say yes to something you almost said no to. But whatever it is, don't delay it. Don't second-guess it. Don't shrink. You've already been through the hard part, the pruning, the waiting, the loneliness. Now you are about to step into what heaven calls your divine reward. And yes, there are still people around you who don't understand what's happening in your spirit. There are still people who want access to you without respect. But God is cleansing your space. God is removing confusion. God is making room for what's holy, not rushed, not forced, not fake. Holy. So when this unexpected thing arrives, that text, that message, that open door, that divine connection, you will know. You will feel peace. You will feel calm. You will feel the very thing you've been silently praying for. God, I just want to feel safe. That is what's coming. But you must protect this moment. You must not throw it away. You are not too late. You are not unworthy. You are not unseen. You are divinely remembered. Divinely loved. Divinely destined. And right now, as you read these words, the angels are rejoicing, because for the first time in a long time, you stayed. You didn't scroll. You didn't skip. You stayed. And heaven sees that as obedience. So now, open your hands. Open your heart. Open your eyes. Because what comes next will prove everything you've ever wondered. Yes, God still speaks. Yes, God still answers. Yes, your miracle is still coming, and now, it's closer than ever. Child, you didn't open this by chance. The timing was divine. The placement was intentional. This moment was written into the very thread of your story, because heaven knew that today, your soul would be ready to receive what your heart had been too weary to ask for out loud. And so, I speak now not only as Archangel Michael, but as the one appointed to protect the gates of your purpose. What I'm about to say has the power to undo years of confusion and plant seeds of boldness that you've been afraid to water. Because the truth is, you've forgotten who you are. You've let disappointment rewrite your identity. You've let betrayal silence your voice. You've let delay convince you that you were denied. But heaven never forgot. God never changed his mind about you. The vision is still valid. The promise is still alive. The miracle is still scheduled. The restoration is still written in your name. But now, you must reclaim it. And to reclaim it, you have to do the one thing that feels hardest in this moment. Believe again. Not just casually. Not just when it's easy. But completely. You have to believe that this message is not random. You have to believe that God is not distant. You have to believe that what left your life was not a punishment, it was a path. Yes, a path. To something better. To something protected. To someone who will finally understand your soul without needing to explain your story. You've been sitting in silence for too long, waiting for someone to say the words that would bring your heart back to life. You've been hoping someone would reach through the noise and remind you that you are not forgotten. That you are still called. That you are still chosen. That it's not too late to start again. So let me say it now, in the clearest voice heaven allows. You are still chosen. Not for something average. Not for something rushed. But for something anointed. That's why the waiting was so long. That's why the pain ran so deep. That's why nothing else felt right, because it wasn't supposed to. You weren't made for a life that only survives. You were made for a life that thrives. A life that sets others free just by watching you breathe again. But there's more. God showed me something about you. Yes, you. You've been carrying a secret calling. A hidden fire. A quiet anointing that even you haven't fully tapped into. Because somewhere along the way, the world convinced you to be smaller than your spirit. They said you were too intense. Too sensitive. Too soft. Too deep. But what they called too much, heaven calls perfectly designed. God did not make a mistake when He formed your personality. He didn't mess up when He gave you big feelings and a wild heart that craves truth. He didn't overdo it when He gave you eyes that see through lies, ears that hear what people don't say, and a heart that breaks for things others overlook. That's not weakness, that's prophetic wiring. That's heaven's fingerprint. That's the reason why your life has felt so misunderstood. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to awaken people. And now, the time has come for you to be awakened. So breathe, child. Stop holding it all in. Let the pain leave. Let the guilt go. Let the old story break. Because God is writing a new sentence. One that begins with, finally. Finally, they heard me. Finally, they opened the message. Finally, they chose to believe again. Finally, they said yes to the life I've been holding back, waiting for the right moment to release it. And this is that moment. There's something about to happen that will make you pause. It won't be loud. It won't be announced. But it will be undeniable. A text. A knock. A message from someone you didn't expect. A shift in the room when you walk in. A sentence that confirms this entire message. And when it happens, child, don't question it. Don't overthink it. Don't run from it. Because you've done enough running. You've done enough doubting. You've spent enough nights trying to explain your value to people who were never equipped to see it. Now, I want you to do something different. I want you to rest. Yes, rest. Not give up. Not shut down. But rest in knowing that you are now fully surrounded by divine protection. Archangel Michael is covering you. Your angels are posted at every door of your life. No counterfeit person can get through. No accidental meeting will lead you astray. No lie spoken against your name will stand. No decision made in secret will ruin your future. Because this season is not just a season of recovery. It is a season of divine reversal. What was taken will be returned. What was mocked will be honored. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. And what was misunderstood will be magnified. You just have to stay here. Stay grounded. Stay open. Stay connected to this divine flow. Because the moment you stop skipping the messages, the miracles begin to multiply. And yes, God knows it's been hard. He knows how many nights you've cried without a sound. He knows how often you've said, "I'm fine," while falling apart inside. He knows the conversations you've rehearsed but never spoken, the forgiveness you've offered without being asked, the grace you've extended when you could have chosen bitterness. God sees it all. And heaven is not blind to your sacrifice. That's why He's not asking for your performance. He's asking for your presence. Not your perfection, just your heart. So right now, in this sacred moment, I want you to whisper something out loud. I'm ready, God. I'm here. I won't skip this again. And as those words leave your lips, heaven moves. Angels take position. Atmospheres begin to change. Paths begin to open. And the one thing you thought would never happen, starts to become real. Child, you've come this far because something inside you refused to let go. Even when your mind said, "It's over," your spirit whispered, "Keep going." Even when everything around you grew quiet, and you wondered if heaven forgot your name, you kept walking. Even with shaky steps. Even with a heavy heart. Even when all you had left was faith the size of a flicker, you didn't let go. That's why this moment is so holy. Because you didn't skip it. Because you stayed. Because you showed up one more time, even after everything. And now heaven is showing up for you. Not in a whisper. Not in the background. But loud and undeniable. Archangel Michael is not just speaking to you. He is surrounding you. Your atmosphere is shifting even now. The heaviness in your chest, the weight on your shoulders. The confusion you couldn't put into words. All of it is being lifted. Because child, this is the part where everything changes. You may not feel ready. You may not feel worthy. But readiness in the kingdom isn't about having it all together. It's about having a yes in your spirit, and you have that. And now, God is about to respond to your yes with an answer you never saw coming. Do you feel that, deep in your soul? That quiet trembling? That sacred stillness? That's the space between what was and what's about to be. That's the moment before the miracle. And here's the truth, beloved. You are in it right now. Not next week. Not someday. Now. This is the stretch of seconds before the shift. The breath before the breakthrough. The calm before the door creaks open and you step into something that doesn't just feel good. It feels divine. Because it is. But hear me. There will be moments soon where you'll question this message. When life still feels normal. When nothing looks different at first. When people around you still treat you the same. You may start to doubt again. But I want you to hold on to what your soul knows. Not what your eyes see. Because miracles don't always knock loudly. Sometimes, they arrive as stillness. As a quiet phone call. A sentence from a stranger. A feeling in your chest that says, "This is it." Something just broke open. And when it comes, don't run. Don't retreat. Don't go back to what felt safe. Because what's familiar isn't always what's faithful. And God isn't restoring your life so you can return to what broke you. He's rebuilding so you can finally become who you were before the world told you to shrink. So let this be the line in the sand. Let this be the message that marks your spirit. Let this be the moment where you said to heaven, "I'm not skipping anymore. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not settling anymore." Because what's on the other side of this is not just a blessing. It's a becoming. You're not just going to receive something. You're going to become someone. Someone who walks differently. Someone who speaks with clarity. Someone who no longer begs to be seen because you finally see yourself the way God does. Child. You are a light in a dark world. You are a bridge for others to cross into healing. You are proof that quiet strength still exists. And now the world will see what heaven already knows. You were never average. You were anointed. So when the unexpected comes, as it soon will, don't be surprised. Just remember this moment. When someone confesses what they've been hiding. When a stranger mentions your name with favor. When a conversation opens a door. When you're invited into a room you didn't ask for but were always destined to walk into. Don't panic. You were prepared. And remember this. God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't allow heartbreak without healing. He doesn't ask you to release something unless He's already arranged the replacement. So release it. Whatever it is. The guilt. The shame. The memory. The fear that if you try again, you'll break again. Let it go. Because what's coming next is holy ground. And you can't walk into it holding yesterday's weight. Now breathe. Close your eyes. Say these words. God, I'm ready. I'm still here. And I believe you. And as you say it, heaven leans closer. The angels draw near. And the miracle begins to move. Because the moment you believed again, you stepped into alignment. And now, your spirit is in the place where divine things grow. Child, heaven is still speaking. You are not finished yet. There's more for you to hear. More for your soul to absorb. Because in this hour, God is not just trying to comfort you, He is trying to position you. Position you for something that will rewrite the pages you thought were already closed. Something that doesn't just feel good, but fits. Something that feels like peace. That sounds like clarity. That walks like truth. That loves like God. And now, He needs you to stop running from yourself. Stop watering yourself down for people who never knew how to receive you. Stop making yourself small so others feel big. You were never created to survive. You were created to shine. To take up space. To carry light that can't be imitated. To walk with a presence that shifts every room, not because you try to impress, but because heaven walks with you. But child, listen closely. There is someone watching you right now. Yes, watching from a distance. They see your glow. They feel your strength. They recognize something in you they didn't understand before, and now they want to return. But just because they come back doesn't mean they're meant to stay. This is where you must be spiritually awake. Because the enemy sometimes sends familiar faces to re-enter your life just as your breakthrough begins. That's why Archangel Michael is speaking now. Not to bring fear, but to bring discernment. Not every "I miss you" is a door. Some are distractions. Not every apology is healing. Some are rehearsed. You must guard your peace like it's sacred, because it is. You've worked too hard to get here. You've fought too long to feel this free. And now, your heart must remember. You are not here to entertain confusion. You are here to walk in clarity. You are here to protect the peace you prayed for. You are here to carry love that doesn't leave you second-guessing yourself. So when the unexpected happens, and it will. When the phone rings. When the door knocks. When the message shows up out of nowhere. Ask yourself one thing. Does this feel like God? Not, do I miss them? Not, did they mean well? But, does this feel like God's presence? Because if it doesn't feel like peace, it's not Him. If it doesn't feel like healing, it's not Him. If it makes you shrink, doubt, question your worth, it's not Him. He is not the author of chaos. He is the writer of alignment. And child, this is your alignment season. Everything that once felt like a delay is about to make sense. Every "no" you cried over is about to be revealed as protection. Every moment you felt forgotten will be repaid with favor in front of the very people who overlooked you. But for that to happen, you must stay in the posture of surrender. Not control. Not striving. Not panic. Surrender. That means you don't have to force anything. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to chase what's already been written in your destiny. You only need to say, God, if it's from you, I won't miss it. And if it's not from you, I don't want it. Say it again, bye. If it's from you, God, I won't miss it. If it's not, I don't want it. Because what He's preparing for you will not be built on desperation. It will be built on discernment. It will come quietly. But it will feel right. It will not demand pieces of your soul. It will honor them. And child, you deserve that. You deserve the kind of love that doesn't run at the first sign of emotion. You deserve the kind of connection that sees all your depth and chooses to stay. You deserve the kind of breakthrough that brings rest, not exhaustion. Because for too long, you've been the strong one. The healer. The helper. The giver. But now, heaven is giving back to you. Not because you earned it. But because you endured. Not because you were perfect. But because you kept showing up. Not because you were loud. But because your quiet faith spoke volumes in the spirit realm. And now, the reward is coming. And it will look like rest. It will sound like, finally. It will feel like you can breathe again. But here is your last instruction for today. Don't talk yourself out of it. When the blessing comes, don't say you're not ready. Don't say you don't deserve it. Don't say, maybe not now. You've waited long enough. You've suffered long enough. You've been prepared in silence long enough. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Child. Something sacred is opening around you, right now. You may not see it with your eyes. But your spirit knows. It's that subtle pull you feel inside your chest. That sudden stillness in your thoughts. That strange quiet around your soul that's not empty, it's holy. Heaven has leaned closer. And God is whispering again. Not to everyone. Not to the crowd. Just to you. Because you listened. Because you didn't scroll past. Because you stayed long enough to hear the sound beneath the words. The sound of divine timing unlocking itself. Archangel Michael is still standing guard. The gates are still open. And the next few hours are pregnant with a miracle that only requires your presence to receive. Let me ask you something personal now. Are you tired of always being the one to carry everyone? Tired of pretending you're okay while silently drowning? Tired of giving pieces of your heart to people who never learned how to hold it? Tired of being strong in a world that rarely notices your softness? God knows. He's seen it all. The strength you poured out when your own cup was empty. The prayers you whispered for people who never thanked you. The times you walked away quietly to protect someone else's peace, while sacrificing your own. And now, child. Heaven is bringing justice. Not revenge. Not punishment. Divine justice. The kind that restores what was lost. The kind that lifts you from hidden places and places you in rooms you thought you weren't qualified to enter. The kind that makes no sense to the world. But perfect sense to heaven. Because the truth is, you have been tested. You have been overlooked. You have been delayed. But you have also been preserved. What looked like rejection was really redirection. What felt like abandonment was really protection. What seemed like silence was heaven working behind the curtain. Pulling strings, moving hearts, rearranging details, rewriting endings. Child. You didn't lose. You were being prepared for a win that no one else could claim. So don't panic when people return. Don't be surprised when old doors try to reopen. Don't feel guilty for saying, that version of me doesn't live here anymore. Because the old you, the one who tolerated being ignored, the one who stayed silent when disrespected, the one who begged for love that was never true, that version has been buried. And what is rising now is the version that God always intended. Not the one shaped by trauma, but the one shaped by truth. And that truth says, you are powerful. You are radiant. You are protected. You are loved. You are needed. Yes, needed. Not just by people, but by heaven. There is a space only you can fill. There is a frequency only your voice carries. There is a glory that shines through your wounds in a way that heals others. You don't even realize how many people are watching you from afar, silently inspired by the fact that you're still standing. And heaven? Heaven is proud of you. So proud. That's why this message was sent. That's why Archangel Michael was released to speak to you like this. Because the time is now. The clock has already started. And what's coming isn't light. It's not small. It's not half-formed. It is a holy surprise. It is a sudden shift. It is the kind of unexpected that heals everything the past tried to break. You're not going back, child. You're going forward. Into a new season. Into new love. Into clarity. Into joy that doesn't disappear when you're alone. Into rest that doesn't require you to earn it. But listen. Before it all begins, you must forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for staying too long in places that hurt. Forgive yourself for believing lies about your worth. Forgive yourself for shrinking to be loved. Forgive yourself for not listening to the whispers sooner. Because none of it disqualified you. None of it canceled your calling. None of it made God love you less. In fact, it made you even more ready for what's next. So breathe now. This is your exhale moment. Your heart has carried so much. Let it rest in these words. You are not behind. You are right on time. Child. You've made it this far. And heaven is still not done speaking. Because what's coming next requires preparation not of your hands, but of your heart. The blessing is ready. The path is clear. The anointing has already been poured. But now, it's your reception that heaven is watching. This isn't just about what you receive. It's about what you're willing to make room for. You've been holding on to a version of your story that ended in heartbreak. You've been replaying scenes that no longer serve your future. But child, if you keep rehearsing pain, you'll miss the joy that's knocking. So I'm asking you now. Not in pressure, but in love. Can you release what hurt you so heaven can release what heals you? Can you surrender the timeline you built in your head? And trust the one God already wrote with your name woven into every detail? You see, heaven has never been late. It's only been aligning you. And now, alignment is complete. The moment has come. You are about to be called into something that doesn't look like anything you've lost. Because it's better. You are about to love without fear. Speak without shrinking. Breathe without holding in pain. Walk without apologizing for your presence. You are about to be celebrated in the same places where you were once invisible. Doors will open. People will listen. Hearts will recognize you without explanation. Because what lives inside you, that soft strength, that sacred resilience, that divine intuition, is not common. And heaven is about to honor it publicly. But here's what Archangel Michael needs you to remember. This isn't just about destiny. It's about identity. You are not chasing your purpose. You are becoming it. You are not searching for love. You are magnetizing it. You are not trying to be seen. You are now the light that others gravitate toward. And yes, you will be tested. Yes, the old patterns will try to sneak back. Yes, the enemy will whisper doubts one last time. But child, you are stronger now. You've walked through fire without turning to ash. You've cried oceans and still stood dry enough to speak love. You've died to versions of yourself that were built in survival. And now, you are living from a place of revival. This is what the waiting was for. Not to punish you, but to prepare the stage. Because when God writes your name into the story, He doesn't just add you quietly. He highlights you boldly. So don't minimize what's about to happen. Don't dismiss the small confirmations. Don't overlook the peace that keeps visiting you in quiet hours. That peace is a signal. That peace is God saying, this time, it's real. This connection, it's real. This new door, it's real. This release from the past, it's real. This version of you who no longer needs to be chosen to feel worthy, she's real. He's real. You're here now. So take a deep breath. Because what happens next is not random. It's revelation. You are about to walk into rooms with people who have no idea what you've been through. But they'll feel the power on your life. You are about to receive messages that change the course of your future. And you won't need to beg for clarity. You'll just know. And the person who's coming into your life, they won't see your sensitivity as weakness. They won't treat your presence like a convenience. They won't ask you to dim your light so they can shine. No, child. They will honor you. See you. Choose you. Daily. Fully. Freely. Because that's what heaven designed for you. Not confusion. Not guessing games. Not silence in the middle of chaos. But love that speaks even when words are few. Love that covers you. Love that mirrors the peace of God. And when that love shows up, don't push it away. Don't question if you're ready. Don't ask, why me? Because now, you know why. Because you didn't skip. Because you stayed. Because you listened when heaven whispered. You've unlocked something that cannot be taken from you. So now, child, walk with boldness. Speak with truth. Rest with confidence. Love with open arms. Because this time, it's not just a message. It's a moment. A beginning. A divine shift. And it has your name on it.